Today I'll go over how to file your own taxes in Canada. Welcome to my channel where we talk about investing, personal finance, and dividends. If you're new here, consider subscribing to my channel and smashing that like button if you enjoy this type of video. Let's get started. I'm doing my taxes by myself for the first time this year. In this video, I'll quickly go over how taxes work, and then I'll go over an example of filing tax. I'll be covering the most used forms. If you think you have a really complex situation or a really complex business tax to file, I suggest you seek out help from a professional. I'm going to be using WealthSimple Tax, which used to be called Simple Tax, and it's owned by WealthSimple now. Filing your taxes kind of sounds boring, mundane, and draining, to be honest. But WealthSimple Tax makes it look fun. I love how user-friendly the website is. The forms to fill are presented in tiny pieces, so it doesn't seem daunting to file your taxes. And the tax return number updates as we fill out the forms. So it's exciting to see how much tax refund you're going to receive or how much your tax bill is reduced by every time you input a number. You can fill out one section at a time and it saves automatically. So in case the power goes out or the internet goes out, you can continue from your last save point and you don't have to restart the entire thing. You can also take mini breaks and continue later. The deadline to file your individual taxes in Canada is at the end of next month, April 30th. Later in this video, I'll be doing a full walkthrough on how to file your taxes using WealthSimple Tax. In my example, I'll be going over the most common tax filings that all Canadians need to know, such as T4, employment income, T5, interest income, contributions to RRSP, tax deductions, and I'll be going over how to get $700 worth of tax credits or more. First, let's talk about why we file taxes. We basically file taxes to make sure that we have paid our fair share of taxes to the government. If we overpaid, then after filing taxes, we'll receive a tax refund, which is money owed to us by the CRA. If we underpaid, then after filing the taxes, we pay the amount that we owe CRA now, so we don't owe CRA the big monies later. That is the amount owed plus penalty charges and fines. We basically get taxed on all the money that we make during the year from multiple streams, such as employment income, savings account, and RRSP withdrawal. All that added together becomes our total income. Then we reduce our deductions such as RRSP contribution and unclaimed medical expenses, and that becomes our taxable income. The tax payable is calculated using the taxable income and which marginal tax bracket we fall under, both for provincial and federal tax bracket. There's also a provincial tax bracket that differs from province to province. WealthSimple Tax actually provides a tax calculator that makes these estimations easier for us. For example, if we live in Ontario and if we make $50,000, then we pay around $10.7K in taxes. If you have an employer income, you're most likely paying taxes on every paycheck. So when it comes to tax season, you don't owe a crazy amount in taxes. Most of the time, you actually pay more taxes than you're required to, and CRA owes you money. When you file taxes, you find out if you have a tax bill to pay the CRA or a tax refund to collect from the CRA. Depending on the scenario, you can apply to eligible tax credits such as climate incentive credits, work from home benefits, and donations to help reduce your tax bill. I know it sounds like a long process, but WealthSimple Trade handles this really well. It gives you little pieces of information to fill out at a time, and it takes you by the hand and walks you through it. To make this process a little easier and less painful, I suggest you grab the following things before we begin the process of filing taxes. Grab all your tax documents such as your T4s, your T5s, RRSP contribution statements, and your previous year notice of assessment. Alright, let's begin this. I'm excited. So you open up WealthSimple Tax, and I'm gonna be picking I am new to filing taxes with you. You can actually log in using WealthSimple account. And let's start filling some of these fields. Alright, there's the personal information, first name, last name, email address, social insurance number, and I was born in preferred language English. Nope, I am very much alive. Net file access code. So if you're filing your taxes for the first time ever in Canada, you won't have one. But if you filed your taxes last year, you should have an access code on your notice of assessment. If you already have a copy of your notice of assessment, perfect. Or you can find it on the CRA website under My Account Services. Once you're there, you can click on the mail icon at the top and it should have your notice of assessment. So the access code we're looking for is a 8-character alphanumeric code, and it should be on the right side of your notice of assessment and right under the date issued. This code is not mandatory, but if you don't enter it, you won't be able to use any of the information from your 2020 tax return to confirm your identity with the CRA. Well, I'm gonna type in my net file access code, and that is section number 2 complete. Nice. Section number 3 is basically your address and contact info. Street number, street name, city, province, Ontario, and postal code. And your contact info. We're making great progress. Alright, next one. In which province or territory did you live on December 31st, 2020? Ontario. If your province or territory changed in 2020, enter the date. I didn't move provinces, so I'm gonna be leaving it blank. Home address, same as mailing address? Yes. Which province or territory do I currently live in? Ontario. Did I become a resident of Canada in 2020 for tax purposes? Nope. If you did, then you need to file taxes for money that you made in Canada and also file taxes for money you made in another country, and it gets a little tricky. So if this is your first year in Canada and you're filing your taxes for the first time, I recommend you seek out professional help, and next year you can file taxes all by yourself. Marital status on December 31st, 2020. Single. Did your marital status change in 2020? Nope. Do you have any dependents? Nope. Section 5 is also done. We're speeding through this, guys. Miscellaneous. Did you own or hold foreign property where the total cost of that property was over 100K Canadian during the last year? Nope. Did you dispose of your principal residence in 2020? This would be if you lived in a home and you sold that home and moved to another house. I can't sell the home I'm renting, so I'm gonna answer nope. Are you filing an income tax return with CRA for the first time? Nope. Are you a Canadian resident? Yep. CRA updating information to the Elections Canada. I guess that's a good thing to get on the voter's mail and get notified when I gotta vote. You can choose no if you don't want CRA to give them the information. Are you a person registered under the Indian Act? I am Indian, but I think this refers to the Indigenous Canadians, so nope. Were you confined to a prison for a period of 90 days or more in 2020? Nope. Climate action incentive. Would you like to claim free $300? Yes, please. Who's saying no to that? Ontario Trillium benefit. This one is specific to people living in Ontario. I live in Ontario, so I'm gonna claim it. Are you registered with CRA My Account? Yes. Online mail. Do you want to sign up for online mail to get your notice of assessment through CRA My Account? I will sign up for it. Makes things easier. This is the point where it either allows you to autofill your information and you can double check your information, or you can manually enter it. If you have a CRA My Account, you can log in and authenticate it, so it provides you the autofill my return feature, which will prompt you to authorize with CRA My Account. You can click login with CRA. It confirms with you the SIN number you're requesting information for and authorize it. Then you can check all of these and you can autofill the information and double check with your papers. It's nice to let CRA fill in information they have and double check because most of the work is already done for you. But if you don't have a My Account set up, no problem. You can manually enter the information. It's not a big deal, and I'll be showing you how to do that in a few seconds. Climate action incentive. Great news! I'm eligible for a climate action incentive. I have 0 qualified dependents. The information is correct, yes. You get an additional 10% if you're a resident of a small rural community. You live in a small or rural community if you don't live in these census metropolitan areas. So if you see your city in this list, then you say no to the question. Ontario Trillium benefit. Again, this is an Ontario specific form, so if you're from a different province, you can skip over this. This form is to find out if you're eligible for the tax credits. You submit this form and CRA determines if you get the tax credit later. Ontario Energy and Property Tax Credit. This applies to rent or property tax paid, or if you lived in a student residence, long-term care home, and reserves. I paid rent, so I'm gonna say yes. Northern Ontario Energy Credit. I guess this only applies to cities mentioned here, and I am not in one of these cities, so I do not qualify for this credit. Nope. Total rent paid, that would be $500 a month, which is $6,000 in total. Property tax paid for the house you live in. I don't pay property tax, my landlord does, so I'm gonna leave this blank. But if you own your house, you can put down your property tax amount. Home energy cost. If you lived on a reserve, you can claim your electricity and heat and energy costs. If you're unsure of something, you can usually click on the links and it takes you to the CRA site, which gives you more information. Amount paid for long-term care homes. Nothing. Did you reside in a student residence? Nope. Would you like to receive your benefit in June 2022 instead of receiving it monthly starting in July 2021? Say no to this if you want to receive it monthly in split amounts. Part B, you type in your address and the amount paid and your landlord's name. Now we look at the forms we collected earlier and input them onto here one by one. T4, which is your employment income. If you worked during the last year, you probably have a T4 from your employer. Let's pull that one out and start filling in the boxes. It's not too complicated. You simply match the fields presented here with the information from your T4. Let's go through my example here. You can follow along with yours. Employee name, ABC company, and box 10 is the province your employer is at. For me, it's Ontario. The rest of these numbered boxes, if you hover over the number, it gives you a short description of what the box is. For example, employment income, employee CPP contribution, income tax deducted, EI insuranceable earning, and so on and so forth. You can start typing in the number as you see on your T4 and match it with the appropriate box on here. So I got box 14, employment income, $48,621 and 56 cents. I love how it changes the amount owing and refund amount as we type in. It's pretty fun to see the numbers change in real time. It makes filing taxes less boring. I owe $7,000. RIP. Alright, next one, box 22. Income tax deducted is $7,815.20. Oh, nice. I'm getting a $319 refund. Let's continue to fill out the rest of the boxes. Box 16, employee CPP contribution, I got $627.92. I got nothing in box 17. I'm gonna leave it blank. Box 18 is EI premium, $598.85. Box 20, RPP contribution, $260.49. Box 52, pension adjustment, $5,990.20. Box 24, EI insuranceable earning, $37,902.06. Box 26, pensionable earnings, $41,048.91. Box 44, union dues, $56.31. Some of these are blank for me on my T4, so I'm going to leave them blank here as well. Now let's continue to the other boxes mentioned here. Box 57, $6,713.14. Box 58, $6,713.14. Box 59, $7,870.38. Box 60, $4,022.26. If you find a box on your T4 that isn't listed on WealthSimple Tax, like box 34 here, you can add a box at the bottom, like box 34. You can hover over it and it says personal use of employer's vehicle. But once you start typing the amount, it says the amount is already included in box 14, which means this box is unnecessary because the amount is already taken into account on box 14. But if you want, you can fill it in anyway just to make sure and let the tax software handle it. Good job guys, we're done the T4, which is the bulkiest part of the tax filing process. If you work multiple jobs, you can add another T4 and fill it out exactly as we just did. Now let's move to T5. You'll receive a T5 form if you earned more than $50 combined in interest income from a savings account and from dividends received on a taxable account. This example is me receiving $154 in interest from my savings account. Same idea as before, match the forms and fill out the information from your slip on the boxes here. Name of payee, Canada Bank. Box 13, which is the interest amount, $154.39. What type of interest did I earn? I would pick bank here because it's from my savings account with the bank. If you share this account with a spouse, you can put 50% here and you can put in your spouse's name under shared with. Next on the list is RRSP contribution. You need to enter your contribution limit from the previous year. You can find this information in your previous year's notice of assessment. You can also find this information on the CRA website under My Account Services. Let's say mine was $17,642.24. Did you make any RRSP contributions during last year? If yes, you can fill out where you invested and how much you invested. There are two time frames where you can deposit into the RRSP, the first 60 days and the rest of the year. When you gather information, it should tell you these two separate numbers. You can record them accordingly. For me, I didn't contribute to my RRSP in the first 60 days, so I'm gonna skip to the next one. Rest of the year, I contributed $1,500. If you have more RRSP contribution room at different places, you can add more and specify from where in the description area. Lifelong learning plan and home buyers plan. These are the two ways of taking out money from your RRSP without a penalty. You don't pay taxes on the money taken out through these plans. You will eventually have to pay it back over the span of 10 to 15 years. If you're doing that, you have to claim that here. But for me, this is a no. Unused contributions. Remember, you can carry forward RRSP contributions. You don't have to use it in the same year you contribute the money into the RRSP account. If you think you don't need it this year and you're going to be in a higher tax bracket in the upcoming years, it makes sense to carry forward your unused RRSP contributions. Let's say that in 2019, I carried forward a $1,400 RRSP contribution. You can find this information on your notice of assessment as well. That combined with my $1,500 from this year is $2,900. I can either use them this year or carry them forward to the next year. You can click on Optimize Credits and Deductions, which has a RRSP calculator which lets you check how much you save compared to how much you claim this year. You can claim it anytime. If you need the extra money now, you can claim it now or carry it forward to the next year. A general rule I like to follow is if your taxable income flows over into the next marginal tax bracket, then that would be the best time to use it and bring yourself into a lower tax bracket. Right now, my taxable income is $48,023, which is still under the first bracket. So I'm not going to be using any, so I'll put 0 here, which will show that I'm carrying forward $2,900 to the next year. Employment expense and working from home benefit. You want free $400? You can claim that for working from home because of the pandemic. Did you work from home or have other employment expenses? I worked from home. There are two ways to claim this one. First is the temporary rate, which pays $2 per day work from home, up to a maximum of $400. The second is the detailed method. You might be able to get a little bit more money, but you need a T2200 form signed by your company, and you need to collect all the bills of your purchases and expenses. I'm just going to do the flat rate because it's simple and it's less work. Number of days you worked from home in 2020. You can enter the amount of days and claim that free money. Medical expenses. You can claim medical expenses that your employer's medical plan didn't cover on your taxes. If you're not sure what type of eligible medical expenses you can claim, you can click on the link and go through the list here. Let's say your medical plan did not cover prescription drugs. It says it's eligible on here. If you bought them for yourself or your partner or your children, you can claim them on your taxes. Let's say it was regular and it was $600. There is a limit to how much you can claim. It's 3% of your net income or $2,397, whichever is the lesser amount. Donations. If you donated during the last year, you can get tax credits for those as well. You'll usually receive a tax donation receipt, something like this, which is from Charity Water. So I would input charity in the first column, Charity Water for the description, and enter the amount of dollars that I donated, which is $40. If you have unused donations from the previous year, you can carry forward that as well. I do not have any, so I'm going to say no here. Did you donate any capital or depreciable property in 2020? I did not, so I'm going to say no here as well. For other specific forms such as T4 for benefits, T5 for dividends, T5008 for capital gains from investments, student loan interest credits, unused student, provincial, and federal tuition amounts, and other things, I'll be making another video focusing just on those. For now, let's continue and you can check your summary here. All of your incomes, tax deductions, and tax credits. Employment income, investment income, which adds up to a total income of $48,775.95, and after all the expenses and deductions from the net income, we get a taxable income of $48,023.27. Then all the tax credits, it brings the total payable amount to be $7,256.29. And then after the tax already paid from our paychecks and climate change incentive, the total tax refund amount comes to be $858.91. Check and optimize. This feature allows you to check your errors and optimize your tax returns. You can set up a direct deposit to receive your tax refunds faster, and it has a couple of warnings as well. You need to submit your return in the correct order. So you can't file a 2020 tax return, then do a 2018 and a 2019 tax return. You have to file them in order. So 2018 first, 2019, and then 2020. Access code, if you have it, use it, or you can ignore this message. If you choose not to provide it, you're not able to use this information from your 2020 tax return to confirm your identity with the CRA. Warning, if you moved, then change your address. And we're all good. You can save a copy of your returns for your record by clicking here, and you can submit your taxes with this button here. And congratulations, you have filed your own taxes. You can do your own taxes for free using WealthSimple Tax. All you gotta do is gather all your documents and start filling out information by matching boxes from your tax documents. And then bam, you've filed your own taxes. As always, Make your money work for you, not the other way around. You can check out WealthSimple Trade and start investing today. I have another video that walks you through the setup. I'll leave my referral link for WealthSimple Trade in the description box below. If you use that link to sign up, fund your account $100 and buy some STONKS with that, you'll receive $10 and I'll receive $25 as well. Let's take personal finance into our own hands and make our money work for us. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, and if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button and hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Bye!